Episode 1000 next week, 3 hours new time. So tonight we're gonna party like it's episode 999. Hello everybody, I had to sing a little Prince for the special occasion. War episode 999. One more war until War 1000. The last 2-hour war, and of course the war aftermath of Money in the Bank. Well, episode 1000 is supposed to be an epic night, but tonight was just as epic. It was an okay war tonight, but we had not one but two returns. Well, of course, the regulatory 1000th War celebration legend and the injured superstar return at last. A proposal, another one. And, well, big announcement concerning Mr. Money in the Bank, Mr. John Cena, in next week, being episode 1000 and all. Well, it's built up for 1000, but episode 999, the last war with 2 hours, was okay war tonight. Everyone was coming from the pay-per-view, couple of squashes, but still a decent war. Like I said, they want to save all the big things for War 1000, but this episode, last 2-hour war, was a decent one. We kick things off with the man that's going to have the big target on his back, with, of course, Cena being Mr. Money in the Bank, the reigning WWE Champion. CM Punk came out to start war off, talking about, of course, remaining the WWE Champion, and hoping to be remaining the champion for War 1000. And it was Vegas where he made that big pipe bomb. Well, Dusty's about to say his shit, his stuff, talking on and on about being the champion, defeating Daniel Bryan, yada yada yada. War 1000. Here comes the big show. Punk's scheduled opponent for this evening. Big Show, of course, lost his Money in the Bank match, of course, to John Cena. And Big Show's like, Punk, I'm bigger than you, yada yada yada, and who knows, maybe I'll knock you out. And John Cena's claiming to make a big announcement tonight about his Money in the Bank briefcase, where it could be cashing in on you after I knock you out. And even Big Show had his own little pipe bomb moment after he said that about Punk. So, what would happen to Punk? Would Cena cash in tonight over CM Punk? We'd find that out in a little while. Now on our first match, which was for the WWE Tag Team Championship, it was Kofi Kingston and R-Truth taking on the number one contenders, the prime-time players, Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. You saw what happened last night. They were in a match, Titus O'Neil and Darren Young losing to Primo and Epico, and have a little in-ring after-match altercation with the Tag Team Champions who are commentating. Of course, they've had a number one contendership for a month. And now with R-Truth healthy, and Kofi healthy too, storyline or not, they wrestled for the Tag Team titles tonight. And Young and Titus looked okay tonight. They looked decent tonight. But Kofi and R-Truth came back strong after early on going in the match. Titus and Darren had things going their way. But it was, of course, Truth and Kofi coming back. And an inadvertent referee distraction by Mr. AW backfiring. Titus O'Neil was going to do something, and AW was distracting the referee. It backfired with Kofi delivering the Trouble in Paradise to Titus, or whoever was in the ring. I think it was Titus, the legal man at the time. And of course, the line attack from R-Truth, 1, 2, 3. AW's distraction attempt backfired, like I mentioned, and Kofi and R-Truth retain the Tag Team Championships as Mellow rematch. So there you go, Kofi and R-Truth retain. Now our next match, the good news and the bad news. The good news is, after about 2 months, Zack Ryder, woo woo woo, you know it, finally had a match on Raw. The bad news was, it was a squash against Alberto Del Rio. Zack tried some offense, but of course Alberto, coming off his loss against Mr. Sheamus this past last night at Money in the Bank, needed momentum again. Of course, he focused on the arm again of Zack Ryder and got the cross-arm breaker. Ryder was tapping, and of course Alberto wins. And hope Zack is involved in War 1000 in a match. And hopefully, he won't lose. But as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we had an injured superstar returning. And it was indeed the 619 Rey Mysterio. I mentioned on my attack line that there was rumors about Rey Mysterio appearing on War Night, maybe in a dark match. But indeed, Rey Mysterio made a televised return to WWE tonight, attacking Alberto Del Rio, delivering a 619, possibly teasing another Mysterio-Alberto feud. We'll see what happens there, but happy to see Ryback. I thought they were going to save Mysterio's return for War 1000, but indeed, Rey Mysterio was returning on episode 999. Speaking of returns, on to our next somewhat mini return, as the squashing bug, the punching bag for the legends, Wendy's, go, or as he likes to call himself, the one-man bag. Each Slater was, of course, ready to get on down with the big man. Rikishi Part 2 / Rikishi came back tonight. Rikishi wasn't as bad as he once was. He wasn't 400 pounds, even more like 200 pounds. But he looked great out there. It was probably the shortest match he was in. Rikishi didn't do that much wrestling moves. It was okay match with him. He still did the moves, the big kick. And of course, yes, still TV PG, but we still got to see the stink face. Isn't that weird? We don't see girls in bikinis, yet we still get to see the stink face, despite TV PG. And then, of course, Rikishi delivered the Banzai drop. Of course, short match, but it was a decent match to see Rikishi back. I was big Attitude Era fan. I liked him. And Too Cool. And Rikishi danced after the match with the Usos, his son Jimmy and Jay Uso. But I bet you I wasn't the only one who said to themselves, I wish it was Scotty and Grandmaster instead of the Usos out there dancing with them. Probably thought the same thing. But great to see Rikishi back. Probably one of my favorite returns, even though it was a short match. But like I said, me being an Attitude Era mark and watching a lot of, I'm not kidding, I was watching old SmackDowns today from 2000s, right before WrestleMania 16 on YouTube today, including Rikishi in them. It's great to see Rikishi back, still backing that ass up all over the WWE Universe. Now our next match. Last week, it was a week of proposals. CM Punk got proposed to by AJ, and Bryan proposed to AJ himself. Punk said no to AJ, but AJ never gave a full answer to Daniel Bryan. Well, last week Punk teamed up with AJ. That's when AJ said, or Punk said no to AJ. It was him and AJ against Daniel Bryan and Eve. Daniel Bryan walked out on Eve and gave AJ the victory, trying to impress him. Bryan claimed that he was using AJ as a scapegoat and focusing more on the WWE Championship, but now he wants to focus on her. So Eve was mad, and Eve was like, you focus on AJ, you and me have a match tonight. Mixed tag. It was Eve and her mystery partner Miz making his Raw return after returning last night at Money in the Bank, taking on Daniel Bryan and AJ. Now the match was decent. I was okay. Daniel and Miz kicked it off. It was a blind tag from AJ that got her in the ring with Eve again. And Miz and Daniel Bryan got involved in the ending. Miz tried to get involved and got drop kicked by AJ. And Eve had a pinning predicament on AJ. But unfortunately, Miz, like Abraham Washington, distracted the referee at the wrong time. While that was happening, Daniel turned the tables, pushed AJ on top of Eve, and AJ and Daniel Bryan got the victory. After the match, Daniel Bryan once again proposed to AJ. But this time, unlike last week, he had a ring. Something that CM Punk chastised him for. Was like, where's your ring, Bryan? Where's your ring? So AJ was kind of almost sobbing. But AJ said the word to Bryan that she's been saying all along, and that was, yes, 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 AJ and Daniel Bryan will get married. And I said to myself, I predicted two things to myself. One, it won't end pretty, whenever the wedding is. It won't end pretty. We all know WWE weddings don't end fairy tale like. Kane and Lita. Edge and Lita. the infamous Stephanie and Test wedding with the Triple H thing. The only one that really ended with a fairy tale ending was Elizabeth and Macho, but that was pre-Attitude Era. Post-Attitude Era, every wedding in WWE, I forgot one, Teddy Long and Crystal. That's a little deja vu for you if you don't remember that. Who cares? Every WWE wedding post-Attitude Era don't end well. That's what I predicted. And I said to myself, I would not be surprised if AJ and Bryan does get married next week. Well, was I right? Yes, episode 1000, Daniel, Bryan, and AJ will get married. I suspect a CM Punk interference. Like I mentioned, every WWE wedding doesn't end well. I forgot Edge and Vicky Guerrero too. You know what I mean? With the whole Alicia Fox thing. So every WWE wedding, you can go down the line, post-Attitude Era, during Attitude Era and post-Attitude Era. Every wedding since 1999 in WWE has not ended with a fairy tale ending. So, there you go. Bryan and AJ, next week, wedding, I suspect CM Punk or someone will interfere. Sorry. Now, on to our next little, I think it was our next match, which involved Jack Swagger, and yes, I'm not kidding, Ryback in his hometown of Las Vegas, Nevada. Swagger tried fighting, even tried a ankle lock, but Swagger ended up like all the rest. Squashed like a bug by Ryback, although it was a no contest eventually. Ryback left with the last word, of course, feed me more. Ryback's on the wall, and Swagger proved why every other WWE superstar is scared of wrestling Ryback, because Ryback's just too hard on everybody. Don't matter who you are, jobber or mid-carder for life, like Mr. Swagger after getting dumped by Vicky. You don't care who you are, he'll squash you like a bug. Speaking of Mr. Ziggler and Miss Guerrero, our next segment involved the SmackDown Money in the Bank as Dolph Ziggler came out, of course, bragging about him winning Money in the Bank last night. And Vicky was screaming louder than usual in excitement. And Ziggler claimed when he becomes champion, whenever that is, he'll be the best champion ever. Yeah, right. I love Ziggler, but I don't think he'd be better than Austin or Rock. Or even the man that interrupted Mr. Ziggler was Jericho. I thought Jericho was going to say to Vicky what we all want to say to Vicky. Would you please shut the hell up? Well, although Jericho didn't say anything, of course, let Ziggler do all the talking about when was the last time you won a big match, since you came back, yada, yada, yada. Jericho did two things. He set it up a possible face turn. They've been saying he's going to turn face. He's been kind of teasing it with pandering to the crowd and saying the famous catchphrases. And not only did they set up a possible face turn for Jericho, they also teased a possible feud with Jericho and Ziggler. Ziggler said, Jericho, you lost your touch. Well, Ziggler got a code breaker for his efforts. So I'd say a possible Ziggler-Jericho feud is possible. It could be Jericho's last feud before leaving, this time for good, touring with Fozzy, new album out tomorrow. Nice little plug, WWE. Now, with that out of the way, on to our next match, which was another squasher after Ryback and Swagger. It was Brodus Clay against JTG. I said that Two Cool's were my favorite tag teams. Of course, Rikishi came back tonight. Prime Time was one of my favorite tag teams, too. But, of course, JTT's like Jack Swagger, jobber to the stars. Of course, JTT tried fighting, but it was, of course, a typical Brodus Clay squash. Somebody call JTT's mama, because he may be fired faster than you can say Funkadactyl. Trying to go for a good time. Anyway, Brodus Clay wins in a co-main event. Now it's time for the final main event of the 2-hour Raw era. The non-title match, CM Punk taking on the Big Show. Big Show was dominant most of the match. It was an okay matchup with Big Show, and Punk was trying to wrestle Big Show in any capacity is a tough task, especially since Big Show ain't as agile as he once was, as I keep mentioning a lot. But Punk tried his best, trying to fight back. He delivered a bunch of knees to him. He didn't deliver the elbow, knowing he couldn't go to sleep, Big Show. Cena can F you, Big Show, but Punk's not that strong enough to GTS him. But every time CM Punk tried to take him out, Big Show just kept fighting. Tried everything and tried destroying Punk. But it was, of course, a disqualification victory for Punk. After Big Show, I think did he use a weapon? Whatever he did. What did this go? Oh yeah, he threw the ref. Threw the ref out of the way. He did a choke slam and everything. But he nailed the referee. Where it was beat up Punk some more, so that's why Punk won with disqualification. Big Show was just destroying Punk. And here comes John Cena. It seemed like the inopportune time for Cena to cash in. But with so many things happening tonight, with AJ saying yes to Bryan, with Mysterio returning, Cena's winning would go underneath all the things that already happened tonight during episode 999. Cena didn't attack CM Punk, he more like beat up the Big Show. But within the midst of that, Cena made his big announcement. Big Show assumed he's cashing in now. But Cena did something that no Money in the Bank winner has done since Rob Van Dam did, ironically on Cena, in 2006. He's cashing in for a real sanctioned match. Every Money in the Bank winner has cashed in after a match, after someone got their butt whipped. Already was the only guy, until John Cena, to cash in Money in the Bank for an actual sanctioned match. So next week during Raw 1000, John Cena will cash in the Money in the Bank for a sanctioned WWE title match against CM Punk. Raw 1000 will be a big one. Happy Cena didn't cash in tonight when so many things happened during episode number 999. So there you go, Cena Punk next week, episode 1000. That's where we end episode 999. So here's what's happening on episode 1000 next week. 3 hours. DX reunion kicks off. I hope it's not just Shawn and Triple H, if you know what I mean. I smell, hopefully, Raw Dog, X-Pac, and maybe Mr. Ass. Maybe not China. Because I heard Vince is going all out, even calling people he hates to come back. So we could get a full DX reunion from the Attitude Era, not just Triple H and Shawn. So we got that. We got The Rock, Mick Foley, possibly Bret Hart, maybe Austin, Undertaker, making all these appearances. Plus, Daniel Bryan and AJ's wedding. And CM Punk and John Cena. Main event for the WWE Championship, as I mentioned, Cena cashing in Money in the Bank. Plus, Raw Interactive tonight, the fans did a poll for what title should be on the line next week. And next week, we don't know who it is, but a title will be on the line next week. Besides the WWE Championship, it will be Christian defending the titles. We have title matches, weddings, and guest stars. Oh my. And by the way, you didn't mention it, but I know they won't. Charlie Sheen's no longer the media ambassador since he discontinued Twitter. So, and plus, we have to mention, we're going to have a permanent GM named next week for both Raw and SmackDown. So there you go. That's episode 999. Returns, proposals answered. So there you go. That's my Raw episode 999 review. See you all later. Then mine. You've been attacked by the review by Zack. Thank you very much. See you later. By the way, there were some mess ups tonight. Big Show flubbed awards. And I think Michael Cole said Alberto with a broke kick. It was Sheamus, you dumbass Michael Cole. But to end this review, am I looking forward to Raw 1000? Yes. 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 See ya. Yeah, Raw 1000 next week.